It more than informs. It's a part of what I bring to the table that I'm hired for. It's a lot of the kinds of work that I've done in the talent searches. I mentioned earlier the Homebody Kabul, working with the Afghani community. In Fela, of course, we're working with the African community and with particularly with Afrobeat music specialists. A lot of the development of that show was done non-equity and through open calls. Of course, it's an equity show now, and we're on Broadway. But initially, we worked non-equity because a lot of what was required, movement-wise and development-wise, was unable to be done under the equity jurisdictions in a practical way. So we were working in the community in open calls, and I would work with people before I brought them forward to Bill T. Jones, and I would work with them in a way that is my way of working with actors from my life experience as a director. And this is something that I've done over time with The Lion King. I did some casting for the European companies of Lion King, and of course when I was at Disney. And all of that time was about working with people who could get there, but needed some help, needed some guidance. And I keep my skills pretty astute. I actually do some work with various teacher development programs and acting programs to continue to learn and deepen my understanding of what works in this process. Last year I did searches on 2 shows for Nickelodeon here in New York, and it was a wonderful collaboration because they were having trouble casting the roles of some of these kids, and I worked with them on what they were doing with the scene before they went on tape in a way that allowed them to find new things and allowed us to look at new people and the network to look at some people they knew in a new way because they were suddenly bringing something different and more to the table. That's a part of my job I enjoy very much, and I feel responsible to it. That's why I take the classes I take and study the way I study and work with actors the way that I do, because I feel like it's a part of the job. It's like my job is as a casting director. So a part of that is to be able to direct. Now, let's be clear. You don't want to direct the actor because when you bring them forward to the director, first of all, if the director's in the room, you're the casting director, you direct the casting, and the director will direct the actor because they're directing the show. But before you bring the actor forward, directing them into their best possible performance of the material is, I think, a part of the work. Now, no director wants to see an actor that you've directed in terms of what to do with the material, but to direct them into the best possible performance. It's a subtler kind of work. It allows for the director to then make adjustments and for them to go anywhere from that. But that is a part of my job I value, and I think I do particularly well, which I'm hired for. And it's been very interesting to see how that integrates into the TV world, because they were very excited by this, since I know, because I've done TV in my background, that a lot of that is getting as many people as possible in front of the camera and seeing who can spit it out. But actually working with people produced different results, and it was quite exciting. So yeah, it very much influences what I do. And occasionally, when time allows, I have directed short-term projects, readings and small productions, because I also think that all of the skills work together. So doing that is expanding and growing for myself as an artist, so I bring more to the table as a casting director next go-round, and in terms of my searches and in terms of my resourcing people. I think it's kind of like that thing where they say that Steven Spielberg has said he gets his best ideas in the shower. It's because you're not so focused, intently concentrating on the work and tying your brain in a knot, just focused on one thing. You're focusing somewhere else, you're relaxing, and then great ideas occur to you. As I like to say, the muse can visit, you know. So I think that's what happens, is that when one expands and goes off and writes or directs or takes on other kinds of creative projects. I do a lot of teaching. I really enjoy it, but it also uses other areas of the mind, other areas of the brain, in ways that one can then do more with one's day-to-day work in casting and bring more out of it.